productivity, winning strategies, and aligning employer-employee goals. If this sounds like something your business could use more of, then you've come to the right place. The Business Mechanic Show with your host, Vaughn Sigmund. Let Vaughn show you how to develop, improve, and jumpstart your business. So now, please welcome the host of The Business Mechanic, Vaughn Sigmund.
Let's talk about the psychology of confident salespeople. I'm going to give you the essential tips for sales managers on how to build confidence in their sales team members. Let me set this up for you. As a sales manager, one of your key responsibilities is to build and maintain the confidence of your sales team. That might be like a no duh, but let's think more about this. Confidence in sales is crucial as it directly impacts your team's performance and, of course, their results. Confident salespeople are typically more persuasive, proactive, and resilient, leading to better customer relationships and certainly increased sales. I'm going to share with you over the next 30 minutes or so some detailed instructions, yes, detailed instructions on how to instill and boost confidence amongst your sales team. But first, before I get into that, let me give you a little bit of a warning. Of confidence in sales is just not about feeling good about one's belief in one's abilities to meet the challenges of sales and processes and achieve goals. Confidence can enhance performance because confident salespeople are more likely to take initiative and persevere through the setbacks of rejections. This increased resilience, confident salespeople recover quickly. When there's failures, when there's disappointments, when there's letdowns, there's deals that get away, when they're regularly being rejected, well, a confident salesperson can maintain a very positive outlook. And maybe best of all, a confident salesperson, a confident sales team improves engagement. Confidence spreads amongst your sales team members. A confident salesperson tends to engage others. They engage the rest of their sales team, building on each other's confidence. And that certainly translates into how they appear in front of customers and how willing they are and in tune they are to understanding the customer's needs and presenting your product or your solutions more assertively. Now that we understand the psychology of confident salespeople, let me share a slip-up that often occurs with sales team members, but can easily be detected if the sales manager knows what to look for. False confidence. Detecting false confidence in a salesperson who actually lacks confidence and has a weak self-esteem can be pretty challenging, but it's crucial for your effective leadership. One key indicator of false confidence is overcompensation. You may have heard that before, and you may have a sales team member that does that. What am I talking about with overcompensation? They're actually fairly insecure, and they're masking their lack of confidence by being overly assertive or overly aggressive. They may be a chest pounder, a braggadocious person. They may dominate conversations. They may interrupt a lot. They sometimes are the first person to speak. They interrupt others, and they try to showcase their knowledge, their skills. They talk about themselves excessively. While they appear confident on the surface, this behavior often stems from a need to cover up their insecurities. And another sign of this false confidence is inconsistency. See, they can't always walk the talk. A salesperson with genuine confidence tends to have stable performance levels. Month after month, they deliver. While someone who is faking may have fluctuating results. They may have moments of very high achievement, followed by significant drops in performance. And this inconsistency can be a result of their internal struggles with self-doubt, maybe even fear of failure, which they try to hide behind this facade of confidence. Also, watch out for body language. That can be a giveaway. Confident individuals typically have open, relaxed body language, while those with false confidence might display signs of nervousness, anxiety, fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or having a very tense posture. And these physical cues can reveal their underlying lack of self-esteem, despite their attempts to project confidence. So you, the sales manager, if you're paying attention and looking for those behaviors and offering support as a leader, you can help these sales team members that are masking it. Don't play into their false confidence. You need to help them build confidence, understand that they actually don't have that level of confidence, and it's going to help stabilize their performance. And one last little cue. These sales team members who lack confidence that cover it up with false bravado, they tend to blame others or outside situations rather than take ownership of inferior results. When faced with setbacks or failures, they're quick to point the finger at external factors or other team members or lack of this or lack of that. They blame it on the company, they blame it on you, they blame it on the customer, when they should be reflecting. A confident person reflects on their own actions and decisions. They own it. And this deflection that a weak person has is a deflection of that responsibility. It's a defense mechanism. It's what we as humans often put out there as a shield to protect our fragile self-esteems. And by you being able to recognize these behaviors and then working through offering constructive support, you as a leader can help these sales team members build genuine confidence, which is what we're going to talk in depth about now, because you want to improve everyone's overall performance. So just to put a bow on this, don't be misled, fooled by these individuals who are masking their lack of confidence. It's easy to do. Now, let me share with you some of my favorite techniques for boosting team morale and self-assurance. And you might be surprised to hear this, but I believe that regular encouragement and recognition is a big part of building a confident sales team. See, there's that recognition word again. Make it a habit. Change your habit and make sure you are recognizing individual achievements in team meetings, one-on-ones. Acknowledge both wins and small victories, and the impact of you performing this, operating this way, this being a best practice of yours. That recognition fosters a very positive environment. And it reinforces, by the way, the behaviors and achievements you want to see. Sales managers often have a natural tendency to identify poor performance or focus on mistakes, which is a real significant challenge that needs to be recognized and overcome. This inclination is rooted in pure human nature. We all are wired to do that. But how are some people better than others at it? They've learned to do so, and you can too. So this human nature, where negative outcomes often receive more attention than positive ones, make sure you're keeping a tally for yourself. Because being too negative too often will absolutely demoralize your team. It'll hinder their growth. It'll stymie their performance. And you may want to blame them. And unfortunately, you're going to have to go look in the mirror and recognize your own involvement in this negative performance or attitudes. You must shift your focus away from negative towards positive reinforcement. As I also have to add as an asterisk to this, I'm not talking about coddling people when they do things incorrectly, when they come up short, when they disappoint. We've got to talk about that. but in a way that's respectful and encouraging. That's effective feedback. That's often mistaken as telling them what they did wrong. Effective feedback, truly effective feedback, is not just about pointing out what went wrong, but also highlighting what went right. Because everything they did wasn't wrong, but it's hard sometimes to unpack all that in a situation. But you must. Sales managers must aim to provide a balanced ratio of positive to negative feedback. How much? Let me answer that for you. According to research, and I'll cite that research, a recommended ratio is about 5 positives to 1 negative, to 1 developmental. 5 instances of positive feedback are given for every 1 instance of negative feedback, 5 to 1. If you can start tallying this, judging yourself, managing yourself, and you can develop an improved approach to this and get your feedback balanced to a 5 to 1 ratio, it helps you build confidence and engagement with your team members. And then you're just coming across as a much more supportive leader, which in turn creates a much more productive work environment. Now, one of my favorite resources for employee engagement and productivity and all things employees really, but especially in sales, Gallup's research supports this positive reinforcement, of course. That shows that employees who receive regular recognition, regular praise, are more productive and loyal. And by training yourself to see and acknowledge positive behaviors and successes more frequently, catch them doing it right every day, you as a sales manager can create a culture of continuous improvement and motivation and confidence. And this shift in you, again, is that transformational triangle of change I talk about often. As you improve, your team's going to improve. As your team improves, the results improve, your company improves. That's the triangle of improvement. But it starts with you. You must own your part. And this shift in recognition away from catching them doing it wrong too often to catching them doing it right more often, it enhances individual performance, but also contributes to the overall success of the entire sales team. They're all a sum. Your results are a sum of the sales team. So pay attention to that. So please focus on positive reinforcement. You can't ignore the negative. You're going to talk about that, but you've got to compensate 5 to 1, positive to negative. Keep that healthy feedback ratio. And you as a sales manager can effectively build your team's confidence that way. They're going to feel good about themselves. They're going to feel bulletproof. And that in turn is going to lead, I promise you, to improve performance. And I believe I've mentioned this before. I'm going to bring it up again as another selling tool to all of this is the emotional bank account. It's a metaphor introduced by Stephen Covey in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a must read, especially to any sales manager. That's a book that must be read by you. But in 7 Habits, he describes the amount of trust that has been built up in relationships. And let me tell you, trust in sales is huge. Your prospects, your customers must trust your sales team to do what's right for them. But your sales team must also trust you. You've got to remove that barrier of trust, if it exists, between you and your sales team members. In the 7 Habits book, it's just like a financial bank account. You need to make deposits and withdrawals, yes, but positive actions such as showing kindness, keeping promises, giving them positive feedback, rewarding them for the behaviors you seek, letting them know how much you care about them, genuinely listening to them are these deposits. And these deposits build trust and goodwill. Conversely, negative actions, such as breaking promises, being disrespectful, ignoring their positive outcomes, not seeing their improvement, not recognizing what they're doing, are the withdrawals. And those withdrawals deplete that trust in the bank account, in the relationship. So for becoming a highly effective sales leader, that 5-to-1 ratio will help you maintain a healthy emotional bank account balance. It's crucial. It's crucial to fostering your trust, fostering cooperation, and very important to strong interpersonal relationships. So let me sum this up a little bit. Regular encouragement, regular recognition, absolutely pivotal for maintaining high morale and motivation and confidence within a sales team. Now, let me get into some detailed instructions to give you a guide as a sales manager how to effectively implement this best practice, this vital behavior of regular encouragement and recognition. First one sounds really simple. I haven't found many sales managers that are naturally good at it. So listen up. Establish a routine for recognition. This is you rewiring how you operate during the day. And the best way to get that started and ingrained as a new habit is to integrate a fixed segment of recognition into your sales agendas, your sales team meetings, your one-on-ones. And that way you ensure that every meeting includes time, generally at the beginning, to highlight and celebrate both major accomplishments and smaller achievements. This is the time you can call out salespeople in a meeting. You don't want to call on them and point out their deficiencies ever. That's a morale crusher. That's a confidence killer. That's got to be saved for a one-on-one conversation. But amongst their peers, maybe with your boss sitting there, certainly they need to know that that's the core of building our self-esteem and confidence, is that their boss has recognized, sees and recognizes and appreciates their hard work, their achievements, even if they're smaller achievements. It also is very encouraging to the rest of the team when you're creating this positive environment. So this could take the form of a dedicated kudos time at the beginning of each meeting. But I can tell you, you need to prepare in advance. Don't do it off the hip. Do a little preparation. Gather some information about team achievements, especially since the last meeting. Hopefully you're having a sales meeting every week with your team, either Friday or Monday. I got to tell you, it's something that I spent a lot of time doing before I visited my sales teams and all the different locations they were in. I'd spend a little time on the KPIs. I'd be looking at the top performers. I'd be looking for the big improvers. I'd looking for any significant milestones. People had moved into President's Club or moved up in President's Club. Anybody that got in the company car from all their hard work, that had their best months ever, or the best month in the entire store, or the most improved in the entire store. Before I ever went in there, I was prepared for that. And I went and sought these people out. Man, if they were hearing it from me, that was a big deal. And as much as I never thought myself as being a really big deal, it was to them. I was to them. And you in your life, in your position, you're a big deal to your sales team. And the more you can recognize and praise them legitimately, honestly, you want to be able to do. It's huge. And you need to have a diversification in your forms of recognition. Here's some various efforts that you can put into it. Verbal's great. Those are easy. Verbal recognition, either as you're walking through the sales room or through the offices or by the cubes or whatever, during meetings, that's very effective. But also consider using some written accommodations, such as emails. Put it in your weekly newsletter, your monthly newsletter, or have a dedicated spot on the company intranet, a wall of fame somewhere in the sales office, where anything you can physically, something that's tangible that you can post, whether it's a trophy, a plaque, a certificate of achievement, a thank you note, something that's tangible and personal. One of the best things I ever saw sales leaders do is at the end of the month, my best sales managers would just write out a quick little card to each of their high performers, the people who either, like I mentioned earlier, most improved, hit a goal, exceeded their goal, did something special. They wrote out a thank you card and mailed it to the home of their sales team members. Let me tell you, that is rocket fuel, as I often talk about. That blows people away. They get to show it to their significant other at home, maybe show it to their kids. Means a lot, y'all. Think about that. That builds confidence. But as you're building confidence and you're generating this praise, you need to be specific with your praise. Listen, attaboy, way to go, attagirl, thank yous, those are all really important. You need a regular diet of that, daily diet of that. But when you're recognizing an individual, be as specific about what they did and why it matters as you can. I talked earlier about SBIR, remembering SBIR, which is specific behavior impact results. Use that tactic, that you're specific about the behavior and what that behavior impacted, maybe the KPI, which generated to the end result, the positive big outcome. That reinforces the behaviors that align with the team goals, your vision, your company's values. So instead of simply saying, great job on your sales performance, to generalize, be specific. Your innovative approach to re-engaging past clients has not only increased your sales figures, but has also significantly boosted our client retention rates. Specific behavior, re-engaging passing clients, impact, improved your sales figures, results, also significantly boosted our client retention rates. SBIR. That is one of the finest forms of how to deliver it. Another way, this means a lot too, is peer-to-peer recognition. When your sales team members recognize that their counterparts respect them, recognize them for their achievements and hard work and some of the accomplishments they've had, that boosts confidence tremendously. So foster an environment where team members feel comfortable and encouraged. It doesn't have to be legislated. You need to encourage it through your words, your own actions. You need to walk the talk on this. And you encourage other sales team members to acknowledge each other's successes. This can be facilitated through peer-to-peer recognition programs. If you want to put together a program, great. Or you can make it very natural, but you create a platform where you ask your sales team members to come into every meeting with someone to recognize, someone that helped them out, somebody they noticed that did something significant. Implement a system where peers can nominate each other for small rewards or recognition at team meetings that promotes a supportive team culture, and it builds that inner team relationship. And then it's also smart to link recognition, especially the bigger recognition, higher level recognition, to core values that we talked about previously. your vision, which we talked about previously, goals, which we talk about a lot, link it to those. Align the recognition with your organization's vision, core values, specific goals that your sales teams had. This reinforces that connection between their effort and the outcome. That's alignment. And if one of your core values, for example, is customer excellence, say that in your recognition. Recognize a team member who went above and beyond to solve a customer's problem. They do that all the time. That's going to be easy to find. But you have to link specifically their behavior explicitly to this value during your conversation or your writing on recognition. Maybe most importantly, it doesn't have to be an event. It shouldn't. You should have events, but it shouldn't be held on to until an event. Offer recognition as close to the event or the time you saw it recognized or heard about it, that achievement, when that achievement was acquired. Offer your recognition as soon as possible, because every minute, every day you delay it, it's lessening the impact. So if you're retraining yourself to be constantly looking for good stuff to talk about and recognize people, gather it and go take action on it. Don't wait. That consistency, that frequency will keep that balloon, that mental balloon, at the proper PSI for everybody and builds their confidence and motivation very much ongoing. So if a team member closes a significant deal or maybe even receives a commendable customer feedback form, recognize those achievements in the next scheduled meeting or through immediate communication or both. Or you can send it out in a group email or on your messaging platform, Slack, Teams, whatever it is. The more you can do it, the better. And it's one of the most valuable things you can do as a sales manager. Huge impact. Well, let's talk more about that impact of regular encouragement and recognition. This creation of a positive and affirming work environment. Again, that is your rocket fuel to drive inspirational success. This is your success as a sales manager. Regular recognition not only boosts morale, confidence, but it motivates, gives that motivation to your team members to continue performing at high levels. They want that dopamine hit of your recognition, the company's recognition, and their own achievements. You're encouraging more achievements from them. That's that confidence that's coming through. And if you're reinforcing the desired behaviors that contribute to the success, that fosters this culture of appreciation, performance excellence, and creates this very positive environment. A team culture that values open communication, collaboration, that's that peer support, mutual support. In a supportive atmosphere between you and your team and within your team, that builds a huge morale, making each member feel valued and confident. So in conclusion, let's wrap this up. Building confidence in your sales team through positive feedback and encouragement, the emotional bank account, the 5-to-1 ratio is essential for fostering your high performance team, your results driven team, an engaged workforce. And you're in total control. And all it costs you is some effort. Change your habits, improve your habits, recognize where you can get better at this, maybe tamp down some of the things you potentially are doing that are confidence killers. Because sales managers often struggle with their natural tendency to focus on mistakes and poor performance, human nature. But to be an effective leader, A results-driven leader that requires you, and only you can do this, but you need to shift towards recognizing and celebrating successes as often as possible. And I have a person I look up to a lot that is in the sales assessment area. He's one of the smartest guys I've ever known, Dave Curlin. He emphasizes the importance of balanced feedback with that 5-to-1 ratio. And by using that practice, it builds that trust. Trust is so important. In order to be trusted, we have to grant trust. When you've got that two-way street of trust, respect drives very positive behaviors and confidence. And just to reiterate some other statistics from Gallup, highly engaged sales teams who frequently receive meaningful feedback are 23% more profitable than their less engaged counterparts or competition. Similarly, companies with a highly engaged sales team see a reduction of 21% in turnover. So you'll have to hire 2 out of 10 less salespeople over the course of the year. And hallelujah, who enjoys doing that? Sales managers, as a sales manager, please work on adopting these habits. Train your eyes and your ears to see the positive more than the negatives. Include regular feedback, daily feedback, constructive feedback, public feedback. Use SBIR, 5-to-1 ratio. Create opportunities for your team members' personal and professional growth. Build that confidence. And don't wait. I should have mentioned this earlier, but please don't wait until they've achieved a goal to pat them on the back. What do you mean? Recognize all the actions and behaviors that are leading to that achievement. Reward the behaviors you desire, such as if you're teaching them, developing their ability to do better discovery sessions, to uncover the wants and needs, the challenges that your clients have. And you hear somebody having a really good discovery session, go over and tell them, I heard you. That was awesome. Keep up the good work. I think they're pretty likely to do it again with that kind of encouragement. That's confidence. Recognize the actions you seek, the behaviors you seek, as often as you hear them and see them. Don't wait until the big goal is achieved. Recognize all the little steps, the positive behaviors that they're displaying, reaching that goal. And if you do this, you as a sales manager can cultivate a confident and highly engaged sales team, which ultimately leads to better performance, higher revenue, and success for you. You can take a whole lot better view on yourself and your achievements. You're going to feel more confident in yourself because your team is kicking butt. Get after it. Well, that's a wrap on another episode of the Business Mechanic Show. If today's content resonates with you, then you're going to love what we have to offer. From performance coaching designed to enhance your potential, to executive coaching that guides leaders to steer their ships towards greater success. Are you in sales management or looking to fortify your leadership acumen? Dive into our sales management training and coaching. Not only will it sharpen your strategies, but it will also provide you an ROI that's undeniable. Remember, the best investment you can make is in yourself and your team. And the best part, prices start at just $47 per month, making top-tier coaching and training accessible for everyone. Your growth, both personally and professionally, can have a ripple effect, the one I call the transformational triangle of change. Thanks once again for tuning in, and remember, every business needs a tune-up every now and then. Let the Business Mechanic Show be your guide. Check out our website, rdltraining.com, to discover more details on our programs and coaches, we have a link in the show notes to guide you there. Until next time, we're out of here.